We will use the polygon shapefile area of interest to clip other shapefiles. We will not be presented with the option to define a different coordinate system. However, we can specify one in the environmental variables or reproject the data in a separate step. There are two tools in the ARC toolbox you may need when clipping shapefiles or feature classes. The first one is called Clip, and it's located in the Analysis tools under Extract, and the tool is called Clip. The second one is located in the Data Management tools under Projections and Transformations. And then we have Project, and then we have the Rasters category here, and there's another one in here which should allow us to project rasters. So this one is for rasters, and these are likely for shapefiles. So for this one, we're going to actually use the Clip tool and not the one that's located inside of the Data Management tools. So to use the Clip tool, all we have to do is simply double click on this and it will open the tool for us. I'm just going to drag it out here towards the middle. And it's asking us for the input feature. There are a lot of boxes here that's asking us for specific pieces of data, and if you're not sure what needs to go inside of here, there is the Show Help button down here towards the bottom. And as we click inside of a box, it kind of hints to us on the right side exactly what it's looking for. So it says the feature to be clipped. Well, I think the one that we likely want to clip is going to be a shapefile. So let's do our soils. I'm going to turn off our aerial and do our soils. So we probably don't want to do an analysis for the entire Riley County soils. We're just interested in our project site area. So I'm going to grab this Soils Kansas Riley. I'm going to drag and drop that into Input Feature. So there's our input. And now if I go to the next box, it's asking for the clip features, the feature you use to clip the input feature. So what are we going to use to clip this? Well, we want our boundary, our general area of interest. I'm going to drag and drop that inside of there. Now it's asking us for the output feature class. So it's going to name it the same as the input, but it's going to add the word clip on the end, and maybe that isn't what we generally want. So maybe I'll just call this General Soils. Remember that sometimes we have a naming limitation, so we want to make sure things are less than 8 characters long. The file name does not start with a number, and it doesn't have any special characters or anything like that going on inside of there. We can also specify an XY tolerance, and for now I'm not going to specify one. It does say optional here, so we don't have to. But one thing that we are going to need to do is to specify an output coordinate system for this file here. We don't want it to be the same as the input, and we can do that by going to Environments. Remember, we don't have the ability to change it here, but if I click on Environments, we can see here that we have several environmental settings that we can actually set. So right now all that we're interested in is our output coordinate system. In this output coordinate system drop-down, I can actually choose the spatial coordinate system to be the same as my display. Recall that we changed our data frame to State Plane Kansas North, and by choosing same as display, it gives us a little hint here in gray exactly what that spatial projection and coordinate system is going to be. So once I'm done setting it here, I can go ahead and click OK, and I can click OK again, and it should geoprocess that. Once it's done, you should get a little notification on the lower right corner indicating that it did complete successfully with a green checkbox. Mine happened to disappear rather quickly. Back in our table of contents in our data frame, we are now beginning to see the results of our clipped feature class here. Notice that it creates a copy. So if I turn off G soils, I can see that my original soils are still here. That hasn't been modified. So we have a copy of our original soils, and our copy is actually the clipped version. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off USDA so that I only have my clipped soils appearing here. And right now it's not in any specific group filter, so I'm going to drag and drop that into my inventory. The same thing with my general area of interest, just to kind of keep things nice, neat, and organized here in my data frame. We can also examine our soils data to make sure that everything is indeed still there. We can right click on our soils and go to Properties, and then go to the Source tab, and we can see that our projected coordinate system has indeed been changed. And our linear unit of measurement is in US foot, and some other information that is there. So I'll go ahead and click cancel to that. I'm going to right click again and go to the attribute table and take a look and make sure that all of our attributes are indeed still here. And it appears that it is, so that's good. So I'll go ahead and close out of that as well. This is probably going to be the only shapefile that I'm actually going to clip. If you want more practice with clipping, you can certainly go through here and try clipping some of these others to our area of interest. But personally, I usually don't clip this type of data here, mostly until I actually need it. But I don't clip it mainly because I like to, again, be able to see the context of things. And a lot of this information, such as water lines, is part of a much larger network. So by not clipping, I can see how it ties into everything else.